All right, hopefully you took some time and did this worksheet by yourself, and all you're doing right now is checking to make sure that you did things correctly. Just review the three formulas that we need to be made aware of for trapezoids. We got the area to be height times base plus base all over 2, or the area can be found by mid-segment times height, and also remember that the mid-segment, or median, is the average of your bases. So we may need 1, 2, 3 of these and just go with the flow. All right, so let's take a look at the first one. Most basic type question, just making sure we know the formula, the pieces, and all that good stuff. They want to find the area to the trapezoid, and they have given us the three key pieces. We got the top base, the bottom base, and the height. So let's just start with the formula. Area is equal to height, base, plus the other base, all over 2. So the area is going to be 9 times 10 plus 24 all over 2. And then we just got to make sure we just be careful. So we got 9, 10 plus 24 is 34 all over 2. And the 34 and the 2 reduce down, and you get 9 times 17. Using our calculator, 9 times 17. And for this one, you should get 153 units squared. Okay, next question says find the base to the given trapezoid if the area is 80. So what's my pieces of information given to me? Area, bottom base, height. What do I need to find? Top base. So let's start with the formula again. So we have area is equal to height times base plus base all over 2. The area is 80. The height is 5. The bases are x and 20. And again, I prefer putting the x first. And then that's all over 2. So what do we do next? Well, there's a lot of different things. In this case, the 5 and the 2 really does not reduce well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. This side would cancel. 2 times 80 is 160. And then you got 5 parentheses x plus 20. Now, after this stage, what I would do is probably divide both sides by 5. This side, they would cancel. And then 160 divided by 5 is a number. I am sure of it. 160 divided by 5 is 32. So right now I have 32 is equal to x plus 20. Subtract 20, subtract 20. And I finally get x to be 12. And again, we're talking about the length, so we should just be talking about units. And that's the answer there. Let's continue on. And it says find the area to the trapezoid. Now it's a little bit different type of question. What you need to realize is that is the midpoint to the leg. That is the midpoint to that leg, which means this right here is your mid-segment. If that's your mid-segment, then remember we can use the formula mid-segment times height because the 26 is representing the height. So all we have to do is take my mid-segment times my height. In this case, you don't have to divide by 2, so we end up with 260 units squared. Next one is find the area. If the area of the trapezoid is 62, find the height. Information given to me, bottom base, top base, area. What do we need to find? The height. So again, let's start with the formula. A is equal to H, B plus B, all over 2. Plug in what we know. We know the area is 62. The height is X. Top base is 5. Bottom base is 15, all over 2. And again, a lot of different things you can do first, second, third, or fourth. I'm going to just add the two numbers together up here. And 5 plus 15 is 20 divided by 2. And then the 20 and the 2 reduced down nicely. So I got 62 is equal to 10x. Divide 10, divide 10. X is 6.2. So the height is 6.2. And again, we should just talk about the units. On the back side, let's take a look at here. Find the area to the trapezoid. Kind of a funky looking picture, but that's all right. And again, just making sure we understand what do we have. And we have top base, bottom base, and we got the height. So we're good to go. So again, formula, area is equal to H, B plus B, all over 2. And the height is 8. Top base is 14. Bottom base is 25, all over 2. So we can add these two numbers together, and we get 8 times 39 divided by 2. The 8 and the 2 reduce down to 4, and then 4 times 39 turns out to be 156 units squared. All right, let's take a look at the bottom one. Ooh, very interesting question. I like this question. And what we have is an isosceles trapezoid. How do I know it's isosceles? Because these two segments are congruent to it, and those are the legs. So I have the top base to be 6. The problem is I don't have my bottom base, but I better be able to figure it out. I do have the height is 10, and let's remember when you drop an altitude straight down, you create a rectangle. So if the top piece is 6, from here to there is 6 as well. Now let's take a look at one of the triangles on the end. And what we have is a situation where it's a right angle. It's not a 30-60. It's not a 45-45, and there's no other angle. So we have to do a little Pythagorean theorem to figure out this piece here. So I have x squared, 10 squared, and 26 squared. You can also realize it is a 5, 12, 13 triangle multiplied by 2. This piece is 5 times 2. This is 13 times 2. So this piece has to be 12 times 2. If not, now we just have to do the math over here. So we got x squared. We have 100. 26 squared, big number. And that is 676. Subtract 100. Subtract 100. And we get x squared equal 576. Square root, and you get positive and negative 24. Again, we only want the positive one. So from here to there is 24. The other thing you need to remember is with an isosceles trapezoid, that piece is congruent to this piece. So if this piece is 24, this piece is 24, now I can find my whole bottom base by taking the 24, add it to the 6, add it to the 24. So 24 plus 6 plus 24, and we get an answer of 54. Now I have all my pieces. So let's just kind of plug them in right away. So the area turns out to be the height, 10 times the base plus the base, 6 plus 54, and then divide that by 2. So the area turns out to be 10 times 60 divided by 2, which turns out to be 600 divided by 2, which is 300 units squared. And the last one. Okay, what we have is the top base, the bottom base, but we don't have the height. So let's just start off and write down h times b plus b all over 2. And the nice thing is, again, I have my bases. The bad thing is I don't have my height. But again, angle in the corner is 60. You drop your altitude down. Now you have just created a little 30, 60, 90 triangle. So how do the three sides relate to each other? Across from the 30 is x, across from the right angle is 2x, and the height is x root 3. So again, you take the side that's given to us, set it equal to what it's known as, and then solve. So x turns out to be 9. Now, this piece I really don't care about right now. What I do care about is this piece is my height. So I'm going to take out the x and replace it with 9. So my height is 9 square root 3. All right, so it's a little bit different. That's good. So I got 9 root 3. And then 12 plus 60 is 72 divided by 2. And then the 72 and the 2 reduce down, and I got 9 root 3 times 36. And then, to get an exact answer, I can take the 36 and 9 and multiply them together. And I get 324 square root 3 units squared. So we had to do a little bit of math there, but hey, that's what life's all about. So hopefully you did good with these problems, and if not, make sure tomorrow morning, bright and early, you get in and get that help. Get it done. See ya.